Welcome to The Thread, presented by Citi.
Hey everyone, this is The Thread. I'm Justine Ward. We have all hands on deck today to talk NBA. Kyrie's days in Boston may be over. Will the New Jersey native find himself playing for the New York Knicks next season? Plus, who needs to heat up to get the Mets offense back on track? But we start with Kyrie and the Celtics. As the Bucks eliminated Boston in a dominating Game 5 win, all eyes on Kyrie Irving, who struggled and shot under 40% throughout the series. Now the big question becomes, will he stay with Boston or become a free agent this summer? Meanwhile, another big name New York would certainly like to get, Kevin Durant, left the Warriors-Rockets game last night with an injury that looked pretty bad. Now, Woj reporting today that he has a mild calf strain and will be reevaluated next week. That puts him out for the rest of the Rockets series, where Golden State leads 3-2. Now let's shift this conversation to what this may mean for the teams here in New York as we welcome in our NBA insider, Ian Begley. And Ian, could this injury change at all the way the Knicks potentially go after Kevin Durant?
No. A mild calf strain is not going to change how the Knicks approach Kevin Durant. Maybe if this was the worst case scenario, an Achilles, maybe we're having a different conversation today, but this injury changes nothing about the Knicks and Durant. Durant is still the Knicks' top target along with Kawhi Leonard. They're still optimistic about their chances with him. They're going to get a sit down with him, but also we have to understand that there's other shooters for Durant that are going to come on strong, the Clippers and the Nets. And so I think those are the teams to keep an eye on if Durant does decide to leave Golden State. It's not a foregone conclusion here that Durant's going to end up in New York.
All right, so there will be some competition for Kevin Durant, as you just heard from our buddy Ian. Stand by. Want to bring JJ and Julie here now with me. Want to get their thoughts on all of this, and where better to do it than Panic City. And I think we have to start with KD. How are you guys feeling about this injury? Where would you put it on our panic meter?
I mean, I agree with Ian. I'm a number one right now. I don't feel any stress. I think everyone right now is like a local weatherman when you feel the first sense of a breeze and everyone's like, oh no, it's a tornado. Everyone calm your horses down. Calm your horses down. That doesn't really mean anything. The fact is, it's a mild calf strain. It's not an Achilles. Even if it was an Achilles, I'd still go after him if I'm the Knicks, because then you're going to have him for the future. This is nothing. We saw Golden State actually do well in his absence. So everyone just calm down. It's going to be okay.
Well, ladies, for me, it's going to be a 3. And the reason it's going to be a 3 is because I focus on the ramifications for this year's postseason. From a Knick perspective, look, it's a 1. You want Kevin Durant on your team. You do everything in your power to make sure Kevin Durant's coming here come the summertime. But I think about this NBA postseason, and I know the Warriors won Game 5, and Curry and Thompson got hot, and Jerebko, and all sorts of guys are contributing. The Warriors will not win an NBA title without Kevin Durant, so that's why I'm going to give you the 3. He doesn't play the rest of this series. They're not beating the Rockets.
Get past the Rockets.
We making a wager on that? We may have to discuss the terms. Let's go.
JJ's always making bets.
Always.
All right, well, let's talk about his buddy, Kyrie Irving. Are you concerned about his leadership ability, JJ?
Yeah, I would put this again here at a 3. Now, if I'm a Knicks fan, the way I would look at Kyrie Irving is I don't want him to be the alpha male of this basketball team. I think Kyrie Irving now has shown you in his NBA career he's an unbelievable talent. I mean, the finish around the basket, the shot-making ability, it is there. The problem for Kyrie Irving is when he has to be the man. He's shown you early in his career in Cleveland. He showed you this year with the Boston Celtics. Not something I think he's capable of doing. So I'm going to put this as a 3 because if I'm the New York Knicks, I don't want Kyrie Irving being my number 1 leader.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking to Kyrie Irving to be my leader, I've got a whole lot of problems. And this is a 5 right now, okay? Kyrie is the guy, when there's a zombie apocalypse, he's going to make sure that you go down in front because he doesn't want to be getting destroyed by them. This is a guy, I'm not going to hitch my wagon to a guy that can't even make up his mind on what kind of Taco Bell he wants. He said that he was going to stay with Boston. Then he's like, maybe I'm going to wait till the end of the playoffs. This is not a guy that I want to look to for my number 1, of course. And if I'm the Knicks, I'm looking at KD and saying, hey, maybe Kemba Walker is the guy I want right now, because how also basketball-wise, he was a nobody in the playoffs for the Celtics in this last round. So a lot of questions with his leadership.
Ladies, though, one thing to be mindful of with Kyrie Irving, I know a lot of these press conferences are weird, and he's telling you the earth is flat. I mean, Kyrie Irving is a quirky kind of guy. He's a different kind of guy. And I think he was definitely exposed this year with the Boston Celtics. But I think now the narrative is kind of getting blown a little out of proportion.
What do you mean?
This guy is a big-time player in the league. I mean, go back to when Cleveland won an NBA title. LeBron James, was the straw that stirred the drink. But who had the biggest shot in that series? It was Kyrie Irving in Game 7 at the Oracle Arena. He's coming to Madison Square Garden to be the number 2 with Kevin Durant. Let's go.
Okay, here's my concern with Kyrie Irving. Can he handle the New York media?
No way.
He's a New York kind of
He
guy,
can't handle it.
Justine.
Katie
He's
can't handle
Jersey-born.
it either, but they can both be miserable
It'll be
together.
fun at least.
All right, entertaining. We'll see what happens. Let's get Ian back into this conversation now. Ian, in your mind, where are the Knicks putting Kyrie Irving as far as priorities go?
I think he's a priority if Kevin Durant says he's a priority. I think if Kevin Durant in the meeting with the Knicks says, hey guys, you have 2 max slots, let's bring in Kyrie Irving and I'm going to sign on the dotted line, then that's what the Knicks do. But I also know that there are people in that Knicks organization that are fans of Kemba Walker, and that just makes me wonder, hey, do some people really want to see New York sign Kemba over Kyrie? I think we'll learn more about that in the coming weeks. But again, if Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard say to Knicks management, hey, bring Kyrie in here and I'm in, that's what the Knicks have to do.
All right, thanks, Ian. You're starting to hear that Kemba Walker talk ramping up just a bit. And we asked Knicks fans today on Twitter their thoughts in the comment section, whether they want to see Kyrie at the Garden or would he have to come with Kevin Durant? Would it have to be a package deal? Well, head to Twitter, Threadheads, give us your comments. We're going to share the best at the end of the show. By the way, guys, we need to check in on our buddy Wob, who is, let's see how he's doing after a crazy night with Durant. And
baby. Jeez,
you know
get that man some coffee.
Up late.
What am I looking at?
That face says to me, I am very stressed.
I see a little stress. I see a guy that's
He's got to get off social media. He's in the echo chamber of everyone losing their mind over Katie. He's going to be fine. Don't worry. It's
When
okay.
you type a mile a minute, I think that's the aftermath. Like after a hard
working hard.
workout.
It's a long day.
Yes.
I can't imagine. My fingers be worn out. I don't know about you ladies.
Well, we miss our buddy Rob Perez today.
Hope you're
but-
okay. Thoughts and prayers.
Yes, our other buddy, Chris Williamson, is here today.
Justine, I feel like I'm back in high school when nobody wanted to hang out with me because
Oh,
I was
no.
a weird
Come on,
kid.
Chris.
But I embrace the weirdness,
We're
okay?
coming.
I embrace it, all right? I love you guys. Ahead on the thread, Brandon Nimmo has been nothing like he was in 2018, really struggling at the plate, so will he heat up as the Mets desperately look for offense? Plus, Todd Frazier's been enduring his own struggles as well. He can't seem to hit anything these days, batting just 143. Is this the beginning of the end for the 33-year-old, or will we see a resurgence? We'll discuss next.
The Thread is brought to you by Citi, the Citi mobile app, designed for you to spend less time on it. Citi, welcome what's next.
Change has many faces, names you'll never know. The bright-eyed, the brave, the visionaries. Where challenges exist, you'll find them. At Citi, we empower people who are out to change the world. Because tomorrow belongs to those who welcome it with open arms. Citi, welcome what's next.
Coming down to the wire. Give us rise and mix up the runner. No good. Loose ball collected by Cassidy. Popping. It's blocked. And it's going to have 8 feet remaining on this one. This one is for the birdie.
When you bet on FanDuel Sportsbook, you're never far from the action. Right now, place your first bet risk-free. That's up to $500 back if you don't win. FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win.
The rule of 3 states, things that come in threes are inherently more appealing. We couldn't agree more. Three SUVs, 1 GMC. Current eligible non-GM lessees get this low-mileage lease on this all-wheel drive Acadia SLE1 for around $199 per month, or get this low-mileage lease on this all-wheel drive Terrain for around $179 per month.
Who's raking? Who's slumping? Who's dealing? Catch up on all the local baseball activity from our panel of insiders as they recap and break down the latest Mets and Yankees action on Baseball Night in New York, tonight at 6, only on SNY. Hey parents, your child could join Gary, Keith, and Ron in the booth to call half an inning of a Mets game on SNY. Just go to SNY.TV/Kidcaster to submit your child's video entry to compete to win the 2019 SNY Kidcaster Contest, presented by RPM Raceway.
Welcome back, everybody, as we want to shift to baseball here. The Mets are coming off a 1-5 West Coast trip that has them sitting 3 games under 500. And unlike the beginning of the season, it's now been the Mets offense that has been struggling the most. They're averaging less than 3 runs in their last 12. Here was some of the guys yesterday and what needs to change.
We didn't get it done. We have to do better. What we're doing right now is just not acceptable. We can't, all of a sudden score a few runs one game and everything's okay. We got to continue to do it. So we're disappointed, and we have to start getting after it and making sure that we're putting ourselves in a better position to score more runs.
This is a long season, and we're relatively in a decent place. 4.5. What are we? 4.5 or 4.5 out? Playing the kind of baseball that we have been playing, we know that it's not who we are as a team. Being 4.5 games back is not so bad.
All right, I just want to bring in our panel here. And guys, I think the concern from Mets fans is very real right now. JJ, as you saw when we went live on Instagram, got a lot of questions from Mets fans.
Mets fans not happy, Justine. That's what happens when you can't score runs. Not happy.
The good thing, though, is it's early in the season, so we don't need to panic just yet. All right, time for Fahrenheit 41 All Mets edition as we discuss if a few of their hitters will heat up or stay cool. First up, Michael Conforto. He got off to an MVP start, but he's cooled off big time, JG. Will he stay cool? He's going to heat it up.
Chris, I got the sense he's going to heat it up. He's too good a hitter to look the way that he has over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And I know there is a good sense of frustration amongst Met fans because I talked about this at the beginning of the year. A lot of Met fans were hitting on this idea. If this was going to be a playoff team, that it was going to have to be from start to finish for Michael Conforto. And I think a lot of Met fans are getting sick and tired of the hot, the cold, the cold, the hot. They want to see the consistency. I just can't believe he's going to continue to be this bad. So I'm going to say he's going to get heated up.
I agree. I think he's going to heat up too.
I think that he gets warm-ish, kind of like when you have a cup of coffee that goes cold and then you put it in the microwave for 10 seconds and it's
That's never fun, by the way.
It's doable. Like, you don't really want to
enjoy
drink it, but it's better than it is now. What was the phrase I told you in the makeup room?
The phrase you told me to make
was, when you got nothing, you got nothing to lose, all right? So he's got to get a little bit better. He hasn't had a home run in 14 games, right? So the thing is, you have high expectations for him. It's been so disappointing, kind of like my birthday every year until I got to SNY, and it was so great.
That was great. I saw that. That was beautiful.
But honestly, the thing is, like, maybe he'll find his power stroke. He's not going to be at the same level as Pete Alonso, but you got to think he's got something to give.
Oh, yeah, this is the year after he dealt with that shoulder injury. This is the year that he comes back and returns to that star caliber player. I really think so. Now, next up, Brandon Nimmo, who is hitting right at the Mendoza line. Julie, will he stay cold or heat up again?
I think he's gonna heat up, okay? Like, wow, Brandon Nimmo. I like this phrase. It's you can't pull a flower to make it grow. I usually use it in terms of dating, but I think with Nimmo, it's taken some time to blossom. April showers, spring May flowers, the 0 for 28. Now in the last 2 games, he's done well. He had that game-tying RBI double. And the fact that he's been able to get on base, and he has an on-base percentage of .360 during those 100 plate appearances, and if he starts hitting as well, everything's gonna start moving for him.
You got that beautiful analogy for me, and I want to agree, but I'm sorry, Julie, I can't, because I've watched Brandon Nimmo over the first month of this year, and you know what he's looked like? He's looked like a 4th outfielder. That is a big problem for this team. You go back to last year, Brandon Nimmo was one of their better offensive performers. He was one of the bright lights in what was a terrible year for the Mets, and I think a lot of people looked at Brandon Nimmo and said he needs to go out and do it again as far as being an everyday player, and right now I have some serious doubts into whether or not he is an everyday player for this team. So the Mets need him to heat up. The Mets had better hope that you were right, but I'm not buying it. And I think the Mets can look at the last 2 years in free agency if Nimmo does not get going and say, man, we should have gotten ourselves an outfielder.
Well, I mean, the thing is, last year he was hitting, I think, .260 for the season. That's not a fluke, JJ. That's not a fluke.
No, I understand it, but it was 1 year of baseball, though. That's the question. Can you go out and do it again?
Right, you want to see if it's, consistent production. All right, now, last up, Todd Frazier, whose days as a starting third baseman are coming to an end as Jed Lowry could return as soon as tomorrow, maybe. JJ, will he heat up or go cool down?
Listen, I love Todd Frazier personally. I love the Syracuse fandom. He's a Jersey guy, came to the Yankees, played well, and a lot of people wanted to believe it would work out with the New York Mets. No, I'm not buying the idea that Todd Frazier is going to get hot, because the reality of the situation is this. Todd Frazier has looked like a lost puppy at the plate. I mean, those at-bats that I see with 2 strikes, that reminds me of myself when I'm facing like the stud high school or college pitcher in the men's league, and I'm like, man, I don't got a chance. What am I doing at the plate? Just flailing the bat at the ball. It was painful to watch Todd Frazier in a couple of those big situations here over the last couple of days. And when you think about the idea that Jed Lowry's coming back to this team, obviously Rosario and Cano are going to play. I don't think the opportunity is going to be there for Todd Frazier. To your point, I don't believe he's an everyday player, especially hit with the New York Mets. And I don't think all of a sudden now he's going to have enough burn to get going.
Speaking of burn, I mean, he doesn't deserve the opportunity to try to heat up, okay? He's going to say, real cold right now. All right. This
Canadian
is not,
cold, right?
Canadian cold. This ain't looking too good for Todd Frazier. Okay, he has been stinking right now, okay? That's the bottom line. And the fact is, though, he is due $8 million. Brodie Van Wagenen was his agent, but if I've learned anything about agents is that if you're not doing it well, they don't care. They can kick you to the curb. It's like a used car salesman. And to quote one of my favorites, Marilyn Manson, they love you when you're on all the covers, but when you're not, they love another. And honestly, I could see Van Wagenen being like, hey, buddy, you're not doing well? Let's go somewhere else.
No, if the Mets want to win, they need to put Todd Frazier in the AAA, right? You agree?
Well, he'll be gone at that
Yeah.
point. Be a fact.
They don't need him on the lineup.
Sorry,
That's what I'm trying to say. By the way, the Mets have put Steven Matz on the 10-day IL after all. Dom Smith will be recalled from AAA Syracuse. Could have used that lefty bat yesterday. Now ahead on the thread, we talk some more hoops. Kyrie Irving's free agency quest begins now. How much would it hurt the Knicks' plan if he chose the Nets? We'll break it down after the break.
I sent this email out and we got double the calls this week.
Double? That's a lot of work.
Yeah. The guys are gonna have to work the weekend.
You guys are dead to me. Guess my sci-fi convention can wait, right?
Constant Contact email marketing. Powerful stuff.
My experience with USA Air has been excellent. They really appreciate the military family, and it really shows.
With all that USAA offers, why go with anybody else? We know their rates are good. We know that they're always going to take care of us.
It was an instant savings, and I should have changed a long time ago.
It was funny because when we would call another insurance company, they would say, oh, we can't be USAA.
We're the Weber family.
We're the Tennies.
We're the Hells, and we're USAA members for life.
Get your USAA auto insurance quote today.
What you say we do a little day.
Good times begin with the cool, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Made with real brewed tea and just a touch of lemon. Wherever you decide to unwind, make sure you do it with a twist.
Day drinking, yeah, some day drinking.
Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Unwind with a twist.
Technology should be simple. Simple to connect with, easy to talk to.
Hey, BMW, where can I park?
And a joy to drive. Don't be driven by technology, drive it. The all-new BMW 3 Series. Hurry in to lease a 2019 BMW 330i xDrive sedan for $429 a month.
A team? We're a team, and I'm out here by myself, hot day in the field, and I come into this.
We were just about coming here.
Steve,
I expect it from you, but you?
Constant Contact email marketing. Powerful stuff.
Time now for Better Beware as the NFL divisional odds are out. The Patriots are the AFC East favorite, but hey, the Jets are in pretty good shape here too with the second best odds, and it's not surprising that the Giants are a strong last to not finish first in the NFC East with 16-1 odds, but seeing how far behind Washington they are is a little shocking. Maybe Dwayne Haskins, not the right move in Vegas's eyes. And circling back to Kyrie Irving, Odds Shark has the Knicks as the favorite to land him with 2-1 odds. This is a contrast to Caesars odds yesterday, which showed the Nets as slight favorites over their next door neighbors to bring Irving in. Chris.
All right, thanks, Justine. Time for hypothetical. You heard what Justine had to say there. What if the Nets steal Kyrie away from the Knicks? What does that do for the Knicks?
Oh, I mean, like, I think the only way they can steal him away is if KD says, I don't want him anymore. It's my used garbage or something. We're going to get Kemba Walker instead. But the way Kyrie plans his days, you never know what he's going to do. He says he's staying in Boston one day. He says he's leaving the next day. I mean, he has to be a number 2 somewhere, right? That's kind of what we're going with. So is he the Joey Fatone to D'Angelo Russell's Justin Timberlake? That doesn't sound like you're bringing sexy back.
No, I'm not buying it. And to be honest with you, listen, D'Angelo Russell has earned a place on the Brooklyn Nets, and I don't see a backcourt of D'Angelo Russell and Kyrie Irving
That would never
meshing.
work. Yeah.
That's not Hall & Oates. That's not Lennon and McCartney, you know what I mean? So to me, if I'm Kyrie Irving, I'm thinking about the Knicks playing with Kevin Durant potentially. Wouldn't be surprised if you hear the Los Angeles Lakers now that he and LeBron are back to being buddy-buddy.
And the Lakers need anything
Listen,
right now.
the Lakers need any positive pub they can get. I just don't see Kyrie Irving in Brooklyn as a fit. I really don't.
I don't either. I think you have to stick with D'Angelo Russell, and then maybe the Knicks or the Clippers or the Lakers.
I see him staying in Boston versus going to the Nets.
Yeah, I think he's gone. I think he's coming here. I think he's going to be a Nickelodeon.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'll see.
All right, time for the stack. Yesterday, David Wright wanted to take a selfie with our boy, Steve Gelbs. And, you know, I don't know if Wright actually got everything in the picture. Like, look, just... I think he just got Gelbs. I think he just got Gelbs in the frame.
Yeah, that looked like too far apart, like this awkward, like slow dance in middle
Well, how do you
school.
perfect, guys, the selfie game? Because I've tried. I'm terrible at it.
You're good at it.
No.
have long
I
arms.
can do
You
like
have
the
to have
Give
long
yourself some
The picture
credit.
kind of looks a little bit weird. I can't do it.
Taking
No.
a selfie in public just looks lame.
A little hard.
Yeah.
Hey, there is a timer. You can always use the timer.
All right, Justine.
Very
I'll
good
take
point,
it.
Justine. I like that.
Do that on
Keep
the
in mind.
show.
All right, next up, Rander soccer game. No idea where it's at, but have you seen a more chaotic goal than this? I mean, this guy is trying everything to get the ball in and then bounces off the goalie's backside.
That looks like the Champions League semifinals this week, which were a hootenanny. I love soccer, and I love when everyone gives it their all right.
But look at that extra effort. See, that's what I'm talking about. Is a guy who does not appreciate soccer, doesn't watch a whole lot of soccer. Well, listen, my 2 sisters right now, if they're watching the show, they're going to be disgusted because they are actually the elite
effort,
athletes
okay?
in this family. But that's what I mean. When I see that sort of effort,
I love when that guy
see sort
falls
of
to his
passion,
knees.
let's
He's like,
go.
yes, I didn't do it, but I did. All right,
Anyway,
last up, Yosei Kikuchi of the Mariners faced the Yankees last night, and cameras caught him with a little bit of pine tar under his hat. By a little bit, I mean a lot. Guys, are you okay with it being this obvious?
I mean, what? Everyone does it, right?
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's
Yeah.
what I learned a long, long time ago. You ain't
Any way you
cheating,
can
you
get
ain't
an edge.
trying. So listen.
Just hide it a little bit better.
That's
all.
the idea. All these guys are using pine tar. If you're a pitcher, to have better grip. If you're a hitter, you use it on your bat or you use it on your helmet to have that feel when you're at the plate. But when it's that obvious, guys, that brings me back to Michael Pineda or Pineda, to quote our pal Steve Summers over at
Right there on
WFAN.
his neck.
As obvious as it gets. Holy smokes.
It's ridiculous. You got to be a little more discreet when you
cool, yeah.
Just be cool. Justine,
She can be cool.
she can be very cool.
Not me.
Speaking of discreet, I'm still thinking about the Joey Fatone reference we got a couple
yeah.
minutes ago, Julie.
Didn't go so well for
No,
him.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Haven't heard that name in a while. Still ahead in the thread. Could LeBron James' time in Los Angeles be coming to an end? What would that mean for some teams in New York on the lookout for top talent? Plus, we're revealing your thoughts in today's comment section. That is next, Threadheads. Stay with us.
The Thread is brought to you by the City Rewards Plus card. It rounds your points up to the nearest 10 on every purchase, so you can score big points even on the little things.
Baby, I'm not even in the gown. The only thing you have to say is make your jaw drop, drop. Saying my drop, drop, drop. Make you say my God. My drop, drop. Make your jaw drop. Make you say my God. And you never felt this type of emotion.
If you want a car from a company that's been building them for 115 years, get a Ford. If you want Waze and Amazon Alexa compatibility, get a Ford. If you want a car that doesn't have any of that, get anything but a Ford. Otherwise, you're gonna want a Ford.
Now get an Escape with 0% financing for 60 months or lease for just $169 a month. Only at your local Ford stores.
Friday, Ahmed Rosario and the Mets take the field in Flushing in a short home set against the Fish as they look to rack up another division win over Starlin Castro and the Marlins. Coverage begins with City pregame, Friday at 6:30, only on SNY.
Hey, Joey.
Hey!
Home game tonight. You get an injury update?
Don't even get me started, bro. My sciatica's acting up, and I can't develop like some underarm acne. Have you ever seen this before? Take a look.
SNY, complete coverage of every New York team, anytime, from any device.
Coming up on Loudmouths, so many issues for the Mets, so little time to discuss.
So true. Plus, KD, he's hurt out this series. Why does everyone have him fit in a Knick uniform? All that and more after you finish up the thread, Justine.
Thank you, guys. Well, speaking of KD, let's take a look at what some of you had to say in the comment section. We asked for your thoughts. Knick fans, let's look at some good ones here. Someone said, I'd prefer KD and Kemba, honestly. I think Kemba has more heart. We got a lot of comments about Kemba here. Here's another one, Durant and Kawhi. We already have Dennis Smith Jr. at the point. Hopefully we get Zion. Yes, we will find out soon if they have that #1 pick. And then finally, he absolutely has to come with Durant or I'm not buying. It will be Melo all over again. All right, guys, still more basketball to do here. I think you have a hypothetical, do you not?
That is very true, Justine. What if LeBron James is really on the trade block, as there are people in the organization who think he should be traded? Should the Nets, or the Knicks go after him if that's the case?
This is insane. Okay, first of all, maybe last year I would have said shoot your shot, try to get him. I don't think you should get him. I mean, like, we saw just what's happened with LA right now. It's a dumpster fire. You have the best player in the world. You can't even make it to the playoffs. You can't even keep your coach. Magic Johnson's gone. It's a mess. But I mean, for the Knicks, he spurned them twice, okay? So he swiped left on them twice. At some point, honey, you gotta have some self-respect for yourself. You don't need him. You're not making LA, New York.
Guys, LeBron James not getting traded. I mean, he's living in Brentwood. Life is good. I don't care if his basketball team stinks. He's thinking about life after basketball, and when you're in Los Angeles, life is good.
You're not going to the Nets.
What about the Knicks? The Knicks, come on, man.
He would look so bad if he left after all that.
He would look bad. I agree.
Not us. We look great.
We'll start with Kevin Durant, which Loudmouth is talking about next.
Make yourself comfortable. Make yourself comfortable, baby.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth.
J.G. Wentworth, how can I help you get cash?
I want to pay off my debt and move into my own place, but I need cash now to do it.
Let's see if we can help. Do you get regular payments from an insurance company? For example, from a personal injury settlement or car accident?
Yes, monthly, and it's been working out okay. The thing is, it's my money and I need it now.
Right. So how does this sound? In exchange for some or all of your future payments, we give you a lump sum of cash now. And since this isn't a personal loan, there's no credit check. What will you do with more cash? Buy a car, get an apartment, go to school? After all, it's your money. Use it when you need it. Call now and you'll also get $25 for receiving a quote.
Call 1-800-730-1623 for your free cash now quote. That's 1-800-730-1623. Call now.
Thanks, J.G. Wentworth.
Keith Hernandez here, and I'm here to tell you about the Mets bullpen jackpot sweepstakes from the New York Lottery. All season long, if one of our Metsies hits a home run off the New York Lottery sign, one lucky contestant can win cash. For every game that the sign isn't hit, the bullpen jackpot goes up and up.